If you are 18, 19, or 20, 5 states are changing carry rules right now. And if you miss one of these changes, a legal carry in one place could turn into a criminal charge in the next. Quick question before we continue. Are you subscribed? Because what I am about to reveal could save you from a life-changing mistake. Hit that button now, because gun laws do not care if you are confused. Let me break this down in plain English. When people say constitutional carry, they usually mean you can carry a handgun without first getting a state permit. Sounds simple, right? But here's the part nobody talks about. Even in constitutional carry states, there are often exceptions. Sometimes the exception is age. Sometimes it is college campuses. Sometimes it is private property. Sometimes it is how you deal with police during a stop. And this year, 5 states are either wiping out those exceptions or trying hard to do it. Now, before you get too excited, do not make this mistake. A headline can say freedom expanded, but the fine print can still ruin your day. A state may remove one rule and keep 10 others. That is why this matters so much. Most people hear one sentence from a friend, or see one post online and think they know the law. They do not. And when I found out how fast some of these changes were moving, I could not believe how many people were still repeating old information. First, let us talk about West Virginia, because this one is real, signed, and coming fast. West Virginia already had constitutional carry for adults 21 and older, but if you were 18, 19, or 20, you were stuck in a different lane. That was the exception. This year, that exception got hit with a wrecking ball. House Bill 4106 was approved by the governor on April 1st, 2026, and it takes effect on June 12th, 2026. In simple terms, West Virginia is expanding its permitless carry rules to 18 to 20-year-olds. Here is why that is a big deal. Before this, a 19-year-old adult could legally possess a firearm in many situations, but still face trouble for carrying it concealed without the right legal path. That gap is what trapped people. You could be old enough to vote, old enough to join the military, old enough to own the gun, but not old enough to use the same carry rule that a 21-year-old used. West Virginia decided to close that gap. But here's what most people get wrong. This does not mean every 18-year-old can carry anywhere with no limits. No. If you are prohibited from having a gun because of a felony, certain mental health rulings, or other disqualifying issues, this does not rescue you. Federal restrictions still exist. Sensitive places still exist. And crossing state lines is still a whole different game. Here's a hypothetical example to explain this. Say you're 19, live in Charleston, and keep a handgun for self-defense. On June 11th, carrying that handgun concealed without the proper legal path could put you in danger of a charge. On June 12th, if you meet the legal conditions, West Virginia's new rule could change that. Same person, same gun, same street, different date. That is how serious these changes are. Now let us go to Kentucky, because this one is where people get confused fast. A lot of gun owners think Kentucky already solved this issue years ago. And for adults 21 and older, that is mostly true. Kentucky is a permitless carry state for them. But for 18 to 20-year-olds, there was still an exception. This year, lawmakers moved to loosen that exception in a big way. House Bill 312 made it through the legislature, the governor vetoed it, and then lawmakers overrode that veto on April 14th.